everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to you. I hope your holiday season has been exciting. Thank you for all the love on my previous videos, especially the last one. It was very special and significant to myself and my family. Today I am going to feature this look. I'm only going to do one eye and you are going to see two different lips and how to apply lashes. We are also going to discuss my pregnancy and what I have experienced so far as it compares to my first pregnancy with Jace. For those who are new here, welcome, and for the OGs, thank you for your continued support. I hope to see you guys come back. I will have something featured for everybody, so stick around and enjoy. So between my sisters and some ladies that I've had the privilege of working with, they've all had struggles learning how to put a lash on. So I'm gonna teach that today. You will see a few other things, like I'm gonna do this eye the way I did this eye, and so you can follow along if you want. I used a very inexpensive palette from Colourpop Cosmetics, their collaboration with makeupshayla. So you guys don't have to look for this. I mean, this look can be accomplished with many palettes, but you guys can use an inexpensive one and accomplish the same look. This Colourpop and this palette has a lot of color payoff in their shadows, so you will not be missing out. So yeah, I will use one other color from a palette that I put together. This one I will be using the black, and that's from Anastasia Beverlyhills. It's Noir in the crease. That's it. And while we're here, I will talk to you guys about the pregnancy. Yay! So now that you guys know that we are expecting, I can talk to you guys about the pregnancy. So far, there's really not much to be said. I haven't had sick pregnancies throughout my journey. Like, I've basically been pregnant for 3 years. I was pregnant in 2018 with my sweet little prince, Jace. I got pregnant at the end of 2018. And by the way, what I'm doing right now is priming the eye so that the shadows adhere to the eye. Anyways, so at the end of 2018, we conceived my little prince, Jace, and then I carried him in 2019, obviously, and birthed him. And then into 2020, here we are again. I did not want to be pregnant after 35. So I'm having both, since I started late, I am having both my kids close together before I turn 36. While I may have primed the eye, I'm going to put some powder on it. You can use a shadow or you can use a powder. Everything I'm using is going to be in the description below, but I am using right now Smashbox, their eye primer. I'm gonna just set that with some shadow. Anyways, right now I'm gonna do my brow, and I'm using the Benefit pencil in 4.5, and I'm just gonna go ahead on and fill in the gaps, right? Anyway, back to the pregnancy. So I haven't had very many symptoms. I'm just enjoying being pregnant. With my first, I was on stage. Nobody knew I was pregnant for 6 months of my pregnancy. I'm using MAC Studio Finish concealer in NC50. It's a flesh tone color. If you want to highlight your brow, you can use something slightly lighter, but I'm just using my complexion color right now to define the brow. Yes, so with this one, what I have been experiencing was a bit of heaviness in my upper pelvic area. I'm thinking that's wrong ligament pain, but it's not excruciating, you know, it's very slight, but sometimes it makes me feel like I'm carrying a sack of potatoes at the bottom of my belly, and it's not very comfortable. So we've finished our brow. Now we're gonna move on to the eye. I'm going to use a combination of 5 colors from this palette. It's going to be these 3 right here at the bottom and these 2 at the top. You'll be able to make sense of it. You wanna start with the lighter color, which in this would be thick, which is this color right here. and you move into the darker colors as you go along. But as we were saying about the pregnancy, I'm just tired all the time. Super tired all the time. And some days I have like the most energy, and others I'm just like, oh my god, what happened? What happened? And the whole day goes by and I cannot do anything but sleep. Now you put this color on until you get the desired opacity. You want to use a fluffier brush so that it blends as you are applying, as opposed to applying it with a denser brush, then having to fan it out with something fluffy. Right now I'm gonna go into my self-made palette, and I'm gonna use a mixture of these two colors to the top right here to put my brow bone highlight. Yep, and that also helps blend in the color. And it also sets, you know, the concealer that I put there. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go into Played Out just to create a gradient going down, in and slightly above the crease. Now I wanna go back into that orange and bring some of the orange in a little. I forgot to do that because I'm talking. Yeah, just to put it right here. And that was thick, and you'll see how it works as the eye look comes along. My camera stopped, so I don't know where it stopped, but I just defined the crease with some black. Then I want to mattify my liner with that same black. I just want to make them meet, make it look nice and neat. And then we're gonna look, yes, I'm thinking that they look the same. Good. So guys, I'm hoping that as you guys come along this journey with me in the pregnancy, that you know, feel free in the comments, or you could message me on Instagram about, you know, things that you know and things that you did. Like, give me some ideas. I'm all ears. I'm here for it. That's the whole point of me sharing, because whew, like I already said before, I'm not used to sharing certain parts of my life. But here we are. I cannot go through it with something this significant and not bring you guys along on the journey with me. So welcome aboard, and I hope that you enjoy. Now I'm going to use Makeup by Mario, his liner. Such a good creamy liner, and very black. I love it. And I'm also gonna set that with the Noir from Anastasia Beverlyhills eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be taking some precautionary methods. Obviously, during this pregnancy, I'm gonna try to not, you know, interact physically with many people so that I don't put myself at risk, because my OB already told me that COVID pregnancy is not enjoyable, to say the least. It's a much more grueling experience. So I also want to keep my little unborn baby super safe, and my born baby and husband. So I will be keeping my distance, and I will be severely housebound, like I already am and was for this entire quarantine. But the pregnancy has been enjoyable so far. I am not as hungry as I was with Jace. When I was hungry with Jace, y'all, I had to eat, and eat right now. With this pregnancy, I can stay a few hours without eating, but when those hours are up, I need to eat. But I guess I developed that habit because some days I have been so tired that I chose to sleep more than eat. And so my body and the baby got used to that, and well, it's just been working out. I did not have cravings my first pregnancy. I don't have cravings now, but my husband would beg to differ. I just am in a place in this pregnancy where if I want chicken wings and dumplings, I have to have that. Like, I need what I want to eat and not substitute. And I don't have, not a substitute. And I don't have very many options here because I don't love the food here. But when I cook, I can have myself a ball with what I eat because I cook like a Bajan. So I get what I'm used to. With Jace, I ate a lot of ice. We had a fridge that made ice, and I would empty the ice maker every day. Like, it would run out of ice. That's how much ice I ate. And I always wanted Pepsi. If Pepsi were around, I had to have it. If it was not around, I was okay without it. But do not show me Pepsi, because that's what I wanted. And in the beginning, I felt myself in both pregnancies wanting to eat juicy fruit. Like I needed to eat, like I didn't care for stuff like a banana, kiwi, or something. I needed fruit that had like a lot of water. I needed oranges, I needed watermelon. More so with Jace than this one. This one I could settle for some pears. I could eat apples, oranges. But with Jace, I needed, like I would eat 5 oranges at a time. I would eat an entire watermelon. Like I needed juicy fruit, which could explain why I ate so much ice, because I maybe needed hydration. I do have severely chapped lips with this pregnancy, so maybe I can use some hydration, or that can be as a result of it being winter, because the height of my pregnancy was with Jace was not in the winter. It was like in the spring and summer, because he was born at the end of summer. Those are the slight differences, but there's not much difference in my first pregnancy and now. I am so blessed that I do not have troubled pregnancies, and I pray that the rest of this one continues to be healthy and as smooth sailing as it has been so far. Now, when you do it under the eye, you start with the darker color, the darker shade. Like how you start light and come down here, you start dark and go down on the bottom. So right now I'm using Revenge on top of the black. I let some of the black run over the waterline a little bit so that it could just be a little bit more defined when I put that dark brown. So guys, if you happen to notice the lighting change, I was using natural light and it's getting a little dark outside in New York. But I was saying that I want to stop tugging at my under eyes, because this is where we start to age. So we're going to use these colors in reverse. So where I went from light, medium to dark, we're going to go dark, medium, light. I started already with this under the eye, and then we're gonna go here and here, just to offer the same gradient that we have above the eye, on the eyelid, below the eye. You can look and you can compare and see how similar they are. Now listen, we all have 2 sides to our body. Both our eyes are not the same. I could tell you both of mine are not the same. So maybe I'm super weird, but one eye is more hooded than the other, which means that when I apply liner, I have to apply liner on one eye, different to how I have to put liner on the other eye. They don't need to be twin sisters, they just need to be first cousins, okay? So don't give yourself a hard time. You will learn your face, and as you do your face and other faces more, you will learn how to deal with face shapes and how to best accommodate the individual that you are doing. Also, do not come for me about my backdrop. It is not wrinkled, this is the look. Okay, this is the look that I was going for, and it goes well with what I'm wearing. So you know that I come repping Barbados hardcore, and of all the many mascaras that I own, I am featuring this one from Fenty Beauty, my girl Robin. This is her full frontal mascara. It's great and it's very black, works for me. Those two things combined, it's great. Now I've already done my face, as you can see, and I've already used setting spray, so I can go on and apply the mascara to my bottom lashes. I would suggest that you spray your face first and set the makeup and then apply the mascara. And now for the part that you have actually been waiting for, is how to apply your lash. Now these lashes are Vluxe Vixen. Y'all, I will put it in the description box, because I am not walking downstairs to my basement to get it. So sorry. But they're pretty elaborate lashes. Some people might go for a more natural lash. I particularly don't prefer to see a super bold eye with a natural lash, but to each his own. There is no right or wrong way. It's all up to a person's preference. But as you can see, as I'm looking down, these lashes are pretty lengthy, and when I look up, they're like literally scraping my brow, and I live for it. So about lashes, this seems to be the thing that enthusiasts or people that are just starting out or just want to look nice and that are doing makeup from at home, this seems to be the thing that you guys struggle with the most. It was certainly the thing that I struggle with starting out doing makeup on my own. So what I've learned is you get the lash and you cut the lash from the lengthiest part which is the part that is on the outside of your eye. So you don't cut from the inside, just the outside. And guys, you cannot put on a lash looking straight ahead. If you can do that, you are the real MVP, okay? And the next thing is you need to get the glue tacky before you try to stick it. One of the huge complaints that I've gotten from my sisters and some friends is like, oh my gosh, the lash slides all over the place. You got to get the lash glue tacky first. Now, I have used many glues, but this one from House of Lashes, it appears dark green, like an emerald color in the bottle, but it goes on black. Or the clear one, they both work excellent and they both look like there's nothing there, and they are a great adhesive for lashes to stay on all night without lifting. Another thing is, see, my eyes are very small. I don't have a large eye. So some people have a fuller eyeball, which means that there's more space for the lash band to cover as it is coming out of the box. I always have to cut almost half the lash to get it to fit my eyes because my eyes are not large. So if you have smaller eyes or medium eyes, you likely will have to adjust to suit your eyes. These ones are adjusted already, where you can kind of like place it on there and see mine fit perfectly, obviously, because I have already cut them. But I usually have like all the way out here from where I want it. I have some all the way out here. I need to cut that off. So you shape the lash to fit your eyeball. And do not try to stick the entire large lash on your small eye, because then it'll end up being all the way in the corner and uncomfortable. You don't have to do that. I also don't stick my lashes in the corner because I only get 2 eyes and I ain't finna go blind. So I'm going to now go ahead and apply the lash glue. Here we go. Right here, before I put this on, you fan and let the lash glue get tacky on its own from the movement back and forth. Or if you're doing your own eye, you can go ahead and blow, because it's your own saliva and your own eye. But I wouldn't recommend you doing it for a client. So I can go ahead and stick this on right now. All right, guys, so you hold a mirror, any mirror, big or small. You look down and you can keep your eye open this way, as opposed to looking straight ahead and trying to get it above the hair and seeing if you stuck it the right place. You can look down and you can kind of see where the edge of the eyelash is, and you can literally go in and stick it right on. Boom. That's it, y'all. Do you see that? It was just that simple. So you get a much better view by looking down, because your eye, you can still have 100% vision here, and you can see the right above your lash and how close you want to get it to your lash, as opposed to trying to look ahead and then realizing that there's a gap in between your eyelashes and where you've stuck the lash band. So the key is let the glue get tacky, look down, and then stick the lash on. If you want, you can make it a little less tacky so you still have the ability to adjust. Now I'm gonna feature 2 lips, a bronze lip All right, guys, so there you have it with the bronze lip. Nice and subtle. All right, we have our guide. Instead of shading in my lips with the liner, I'll do it with the liquid lip that is gonna be on the outside. This is Kat Von D Damned. And guys, if you're looking for something that does not transfer, these are it. Some people complain that they are drying, and I understand, but you can't have everything, you know. If you want a lipstick that you don't have to keep reapplying and that lasts through eating, these are it. All you need to do to eliminate the dryness problem is put some lip balm under it before you apply it. So now my lips are predominantly covered in Damned. Now there's several ways you can do this. You can blot, blot, blot like I'm doing. You can get a brush and perfect the gradient. You can use your fingers, which I likely will do in a second. But for me, I tend to try the blot, blot, blot first. Because I am that girl that will be fully beat down and dressed and use my fingers for the makeup and then drag it all across my outfit. Okay, so I tend to try to steer clear of using my fingers. So this is also another lip that you can do with this eye. Yes. So with that, we have reached the end of this tutorial. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you for sticking around if you've made it to the end. I really do appreciate the support. This is a long journey for me and it was a long time coming. I'm super hyped to be here, but there's so much more to come. Happy New Year once again to you all. Stay safe and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so that every time I make a new video, you guys will be notified. Bye! And we're back. And what else can I say? Are you back there eating? Baby, this camera's not focusing. There we go. I'm doing so good too.